everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do something different. We are not going to cover a cold case. Someone suggested that I cover the disappearance of Maria Belen Bernal Otavalo. This case will be done in at least 2 parts as it's an open case. Maria Belen Bernal Otavalo was born March 14, 1988 in Quito, Ecuador. She was a lawyer and that was her main passion. She studied at the Central University of Ecuador for her undergraduate career and specialized in oral litigation with a master's degree issued by the California Western School of Law. In addition, she had a specialization in criminal law from the Universidad Andina Simón Bolívar. Maria was 34 years old and had a 13-year-old son from a previous relationship. She married German Caceres in 2017, with whom she lived in Conocoto, south of Quito. She worked at the Defensa Penal Group law firm, a company that took on the case of former ombudsman Freddy Carrion, who was sentenced for sexual abuse. Another case in which she participated as a lawyer was the death of Alejandro Palis, a motorcyclist who crashed into a patrol car of the Metropolitan Traffic Agency. She also worked as an assistant director and administrative assistant director at the State Attorney General's office. On her social networks, Maria uploaded videos motivating people to denounce violence. In one of the videos shared on TikTok, the lawyer recounts a confrontation she had with her paternal family, for which she recommended if you have violence between your family, report it. Nothing justifies violence. On Facebook, Maria used the filter of the feminist collective that places the legend, "I was born to be free, not murdered," on a photograph of her face. According to witness accounts, Maria went to the police school on September the 11th to visit her husband, Lieutenant German Caceres, who served as an instructor within the police precinct. The visit ended in an argument between the couple over issues of alleged infidelity on his part. Several witnesses heard screams, struggles, and blows. After that day, Maria was not seen again, and there is no record of her leaving the police training school. The next day, Caceres filed a complaint with the prosecutor's office for Maria's disappearance, due to pressure from his mother-in-law. He said that he had an argument with his wife in the car, and that around 10 p.m. on September 11th, she took a taxi home. On September 13th, Caceres gave his free and voluntary statement of this case to the prosecutor's office. He indicated that the fight began in the early hours of September 11, around 2 a.m. when Maria arrived. He also said, "We were arguing because of my wife's jealousy. The argument escalated. Later she wanted to attack me and I tried to defend myself. So we struggled." Caceres was held for investigations within the prosecutor's office from 2:40 p.m. until 10:40 p.m. The legal authorization for the monitoring and surveillance of Lieutenant Caceres did not arrive until 2 a.m. on September the 14th. However, when the arresting agents went to arrest him, he had already escaped. Maria's mother, Elizabeth Otavalo, led the search efforts together with police officers in sectors near the scene of the events. Otavalo also received support from various social organizations, which exerted pressure on the authorities. The disappearance of the lawyer Maria Bernal has provoked reactions from different sectors. Her mother, Elizabeth, assures that the last time she heard from Maria was around midnight on September the 11th as she went to the police school in Quito to see her husband. It is unknown if she left the scene or if she disappeared at the higher police school. The prosecutor's office said that it continues to carry out respective procedures to find Bernal's whereabouts, although it pointed out the falsity of a publication that indicates that she has died. The investigations focus on the surroundings of the place, even the streams. The police said that they had activated the search protocol and that they will provide their findings to establish responsibility and clarify the facts. On the afternoon of September 14th, Maria's family and friends gathered outside the Pichincha prosecutor's office to demand justice and immediate action. Protesters shouted, "No one gets tired." Several raids have been carried out to find her. The prosecutor's office confirmed that overflights and verifications continue to be carried out at the higher police school as well as nearby streams, that statements had been taken, and the proceedings continue to find Maria's whereabouts. Maria's mother has gone to the prosecutor's office to demand information on the whereabouts and request agility in the investigation. Overflights in the police high school area are carried out by helicopters and drones, and luminol tests were also done in the officer's room. Sometime during September 15th, Ecuador's President Guillermo Lasso offers a reward to whomever delivers information on Maria's husband's whereabouts, as he is the main suspect in her disappearance. The young lawyer was with him. She entered the academy, but there is no record of her departure. Instead, Caceres left the academy without a search of the vehicle. President Lasso ordered that the Ministry of the Interior and the police to find the victim, as well as the culprits. In addition, he described the act as reprehensible and said that it will be punished in accordance to the law. Interesting enough, there are some contradictions between the police and the prosecutor's office. The Minister of the Interior, Patricio Carrillo, said that there was no arrest warrant against Caceres and that therefore his whereabouts are unknown. However, the prosecutor, Diana Salazar, assures that until now they have not received a report of what happened inside the police school. The last thing that is known is that Maria entered the Superior Police School, located in Pusuqui in the north of Quito, that she was with her husband, Lieutenant German Caceres, the main suspect, and that there was no record of her departure. In the vicinity of that place, the search for Maria is carried out with specialized teams from the police, the Quito Fire Department, and other state entities. That same afternoon, the Attorney General's office reported that raids were being carried out on the female platoon facilities of the higher police school. In that intervention, Cadet Jocelyn S. was detained for investigations. She would have been in the place and witnessed what happened between that Sunday night and Monday morning. The National Secretary of Public and State Security, Diego Ordeones, reported that on the night of Monday, September the 12th, inspections were carried out at the higher police school. The lieutenant was also called to testify. It is not that an act of omission occurred on the side of the police or that it was intended to cover up Caceres' actions. Internal Affairs opened an investigation to sanction 10 policemen. They are control chiefs and officers in charge of the guards. The lawyer Gallo Quinones, who was handling the case of the disappearance of Maria, and who was also her office mate, gave new details of the status of the investigation in an interview for RTU. He clarified that the process is confidential. However, he confirmed that the statements of the cadets who were at the site heard screams in the room of the victim's husband, Lieutenant German Caceres. Quinones also revealed that the main suspect had asked for a flashlight and the scissors. In addition, he said that since he left the police school in the north of Quito, it took him 4 hours to get to his home located in the southeast in Conocoto. The lawyer said that the car that Caceres drove did not have tinted windows. So it is known that Maria did not get out in the front seat. September 17th, the prosecutor's office filed charges against Cadet Jocelyn, who is suspected of allegedly involuntary disappearance of Maria. The judge accepted the request and ordered preventive detention of the defendant. Thus concluded the hearing to formulate charges against the only detainee in the case at this time. Maria's husband, who is also considered a suspect, is still on the run. A cadet from the Higher School of Police said he had seen Lieutenant Caceres put a bulge in his car in the early hours of September 11th when the disappearance took place. And then he left. Now, this statement is one of the elements that justice has to keep open in order to search and have an arrest warrant for Caceres as a suspect for the alleged forced disappearance of his wife. Another clue is the mattress in his room at the police school, where he worked as an instructor, because stains of what appears to be blood were found there, as well as a handprint on the wall. According to the investigative process followed by the prosecutor's office, which cannot provide more details can be provided due to being only a preliminary investigation. At midnight 45 on September the 11th, Maria, a 34-year-old lawyer, entered the room where future policemen were preparing the food for her husband. But there she found him with a cadet whom he was having an alleged romantic relationship. Now, the cadet that Caceres was found with is the same cadet that has been arrested, Jocelyn. The argument in Caceres' room ended abruptly with a cry for help from Maria, according to another confidential witness from the prosecutor's office. He heard Maria say, "Help, they're killing me." And before the argument was completely over, and everything remained silence. An arrest warrant was issued for Caceres on September the 15th, 4 days after the disappearance of his wife. But still, he remains on the run. For now, the prosecutor's office has not revealed what other details the only detainee in this case has provided. The cadet Jocelyn and Lieutenant Caceres' alleged romantic partner, but has more testimonies from other cadets. Another cadet says that the day Maria entered a police school, there was a social gathering and that she was not invited. He said the captain was surprised and he heard blows, like he could hear, some fighting going on. About an hour, the same witness says that he heard Caceres come out of his room, dragging a bundle wrapped in a blanket. Another student from the police school said that he saw Lieutenant Caceres putting that bundle into a car, which everyone suspects that that body or that bundle could have been Maria. According to the record of the Superior School, Caceres did not leave through the main door, but through a rear door aboard the vehicle described by one of the witnesses. The prosecutor's office revealed that the expert technical inspection report carried out on the vehicle, that Caceres used to leave the higher police school, gave a positive result to a luminol test. The prosecutor's office also said that it had in its possession at least 35 elements of conviction that make it presumable that Jocelyn would have had a great degree of participation in the disappearance of Maria Bernal. For example, the version given by a friend of the defendant, also a cadet, provided details of a conversation they had via WhatsApp, telling her that Lieutenant German had an argument with the missing citizen. In his statement, he also added that Jocelyn asked him to delete these conversations upon learning of Maria's disappearance. After several days of searching by police in places near the scene of the events, Maria's body was found on the Casitagua Hill, about 10 minutes from the police training school, on September 21st. Maria's decomposing body was initially recognized by her mother from the clothing and a tattoo. In addition, the blanket in which the body was wrapped in coincides with what was described by witnesses who told the prosecutor that they saw the victim's husband drag a bundle and put it in his car. The autopsy report determined strangulation and asphyxiation as her cause of death. Efforts have been focused on finding the whereabouts of Lieutenant German Caceres, who is currently the main suspect. The truth is that there is an entry record for Maria, but no exits. Statements that speak of screams, calls for help, blows, sudden silence, a bundle dragged and loaded into a car in which a trace of blood was found. The search efforts continue, and the family awaits justice for Maria. I am going to continue to research this story as there's a lot more to go through. and I will definitely do a part 2, hopefully with more information in what was found in the police search. Also with the hopes that German Caceres is found and is brought to justice. Thank you for watching, and join me again next time.